Are you looking to find funding for your law firm to smooth out those financial hurdles rather than the highs and the lows and the feasts and the famines? You want to smooth out those financial hurdles? Well, I'm here to tell you it's possible. My name is Richard James, and I'm a founder of a company called Your Practice Master. I've worked with over 960 attorneys, law firm owners just like yourself, to help them figure out how to smooth out cash flow. And today I'm going to talk about a very quick 3-step system you need to pay attention to in order to do that exact thing, which is smooth out cash flow and get funding for your firm in what we'll consider unconventional formats, or formats that is not spoken a lot about in the law firm owner circles. Now, one thing I want to make sure I'm clear about: I do not believe debt is a good solution to this problem. Do not go out and acquire debt. Don't get credit card debt. Don't get low interest or no interest rate debt that was also oftentimes popular through the pandemic. Debt is still debt. If you're borrowing money from your vendors in your accounts payable, that's debt. If you're taking a draw on your firm and you make $0 in profit, the debt is coming from somewhere. You're in a cash-based business, so your P&L should be reflecting of how much you actually earn, and your salary should be built in there on your W-2. If not, and you're taking a draw and you don't have profit, there's debt somewhere. All these are the wrong answer. Don't do them. They're going to cause you sleepless nights. Having owned businesses that had riddled with debt and having owned businesses that were debt-free, I promise you'll be happier if you're debt-free. The firm I built in Phoenix, from 2 guys in a room with $0 in gross sales to $3.5 million in annual gross sales in just a couple of years, was done completely debt-free, out of cash flow. And here's how we did it. We use the 3 R's. The first is your rate. Now, if you're a contingency-based firm, you may say to me, oh, I can't control my rate, my fees, my prices. Well, maybe, unless you're discounting. If you're discounting, please don't do that. Stop doing that immediately. If you're a flat fee firm or you're an hourly firm, you need to control your rate, how much you're charging. I promise you, it's likely that you're undercharging for your services. How do I know? Because I've worked with over 900 firms just like yours, and 95% of the time when they meet me, they're not charging enough. So you have to maximize your services. Let me give you a quick tip. It's called the 5s and the 0s, right? So anytime we cross over a 0, so let's say your fee is $1,000, lousy number. Let's say it's $2,000, okay? If your fee is $2,000, you could go to $2,495 without having a psychological barrier to entry from your clients. I promise you. I know it's going to be hard for you to believe, but I promise you that's true. You won't get any more clients going, no, I don't want to hire you because you're $495 and the $2,000 you originally quoted me. In their mind, $2,000 and $2,495 is virtually the same thing. Now, if you cross over the 5, so if you're $2,500, you could easily go to $2,995, right? And it would be the exact same psychological difference, and you'll see zero conversion rate difference. This is the same in hourly. If you're charging $300 an hour, you can easily go to $345. If you're charging $350, you could easily go to $395. Hey, that's a 10, 20, 15, well, 10 or 15% increase just on that right there. So based on wherever you are, you could easily make that bump and increase your gross sales immediately. The second is realization. Realization is all about this idea that you're going to get paid what it is that you earned. So in other words, you've invoiced the client for $3,000. Does your client actually pay you $3,000 on average? Well, what we find is most small law firms, or law firms in general, are collecting somewhere around 80%, 85% on average of the amount of money that they're supposed to get paid. They have a real collections issue, and that's because they don't have a collections system. And that's what you need. You need to install and pay attention to and focus on a collections system. Here's the thing. I ask people all the time, how important is cash flow to your business as a law firm? And the answer is really important, but on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not very important, 10 being like oxygen. Well, most law firm owners tell me it's like an 11, right? But yet here's what they do. I ask them, how good are your clients at managing their own money? For a lot of law firm owners, the answer to that is like a 2 or a 3 or not very good. So the question I would ask you is, why are you giving somebody who's a 2 or a 3 at managing their own money the responsibility at managing the firm's money? And that's usually what happens. They put the premise and the pressure on the client to make sure that you get paid rather than having a good quality system. My mentor, Dan Kennedy, told me a long time ago, wealthy people are paid in advance. Poor people are paid after. And this is true about business owners. Many business owners are constantly chasing their money, and even if they grow, they get stuck. So making sure that you're getting paid. Now, by the way, for those contingency guys or gals out there, for those of you that take money in your trust account, some do, some don't, I get it. You folks who have to wait to get your case filed or do the work to get paid, now we have to make sure we're talking about the last R, which is rapidity, right? The speed at which we close the case. Because for most of you, in order to make sure you get paid, we want to speed up the time at which we can close the case. Now, there are reasons in some cases, I understand, that they have to be longer. The courts make that decision, opposing counsel makes that decision. And when these things happen, for some of you in an hourly situation, you actually make more money. In a flat fee situation, you make less margin on that particular case. For those of you that are in contingency cases, there are some contingency cases that need to go a longer time for all sorts of reasons, and I get that. But let's not deal with the outliers. Let's deal with the bell curve. That what you need to know, you need a system to understand what is the average number of days between this particular case type opening and this particular case type closing, and how do those days affect your overall cash flow? Because for some of you, you don't get paid until certain metrics in the case are actually met. And some of the reason why you have lagging cash flow is because your speed, your rapidity, I had to look that word up to make sure it was real, by the way. I had it in my head and said, is that a real word? Did I make that up? Actually, it is a real word. But anyway, the fact of the matter is the speed at which you're operating isn't fast enough to match up with the cash flow that you actually need. So those are the 3 R's that you need to pay attention to if you want to start increasing your funding for your law firm. Don't go get a loan. You have the cash sitting at the foot of your door. Just go pick it up. Stop chasing the bright and shiny object that you think is going to make you more money and go focus on the fundamental truths about running a business. Maximize your fees. Make sure you collect as high a percentage as possible as what you're billing for, and get the speed of your case moving through the pipeline so you can get paid in full for your cases as quickly as possible and reduce the overall labor costs. If you do that, I promise you, you're going to have great results. You're going to be profitable, and you're going to start to be able to achieve the firm of your dreams. My name is Richard James, looking forward to helping you build your firm one system at a time. Hey, if you want more information, if you want to learn more tips like this, go ahead and follow, subscribe, do all things you're supposed to do, like, add comments, whatever it is, and we'll be happy to pour into you. This is like what we call a gentleman's agreement, right? I'll keep making these videos if you keep paying us with likes and follows and subscribes and comments. I'll be happy to keep pouring into you. That's the gentleman's agreement. If this isn't your first time watching this, then I would ask, by all means, you take part and compensate us through your likes and follows and your comments. I appreciate you. Look forward to helping you again next time.